Well, thanks for waking up with us here at 6 o'clock on your Wednesday. We are starting off with some breaking news causing some big backups.
So we're going to get right over to Lindsay this morning so you'll know what to expect before you hit the door. Hopefully this will save somebody and allow them to reroute themselves on the northwest side.
Yeah, we know that at 65 southbound is completely blocked at 86th Street, and we have one travel lane in northbound direction that is now blocked as emergency crews are arriving to assist in this multi-car crash again on the northwest side of town. So I wanted to start with this look here where you see traffic basically stopped. Those are the southbound lanes on the right hand side of your screen, and then coming at the screen that's going to be those northbound lanes. So obviously we can see that this is a very large response as far as crews arriving to assist with this multi-car crash. We can see from this camera view we've got at least one car that is in the median, and because additional crews are being asked to come assist in this scene, we now have this travel lane blocked if you're going in the northbound direction of 65. Now, both travel lanes are blocked 65 southbound, but it does look like traffic is trying to squeeze by in that emergency lane. But with that being said, this is going to cause some major delays on the northwest side of town as these delays are continuing to build. We've got a 36-minute slowdown in the northbound direction, a 38-minute slowdown in the southbound direction. So I would just avoid that stretch of 65 if you can. This is going to be your primary alternate route. If you are traveling southbound on 65, divert at 865, take that eastbound to this junction right here, and then 465 southbound where you can continue on your way. Same deal if you're traveling 65 northbound. I would hop off at 465, take that northbound, and then utilize 865 west to then re-enter the interstate. So Chuck, this is pretty big issue here on the northwest side.
It's going to be here a while, it looks like. Yeah. Well, weather-wise, my goodness, what an interesting morning, to say the least. You're looking live at Greensburg. I'm showing you Greensburg because Greensburg Community Schools, it's an e-learning day. We have more than 60 districts that are either closed or delayed. And hey, it's been a couple of days since we saw that heavy snow move through central Indiana. We do have some snow blowing around right now. It's primarily flurries or light snow showers from the south side of Indy, New Whiteland and Franklin, I-65 and 74. Now some light snow falling at Greensburg, for instance, Shelbyville, and then south towards Seymour. This is not going to be a major deal, but in areas where it's slick, this will make it a little slicker, I'm afraid. 19 in Indy, but only 11 degrees in Brownsburg and 9 in Plainfield this morning. And speaking of 9, that's our wind chill this morning. So it is cold. You need to wear your hat, your gloves, and everything to stay warm because today's high, for some of you, it will be 22. For here in Indianapolis, it will be only 23 degrees, 13 degrees below average. We have more snow on the way. This is a look at Thursday. Now let's take it to Friday as 1 to 3 inches of snow will start to move in. We're going to break all of this down, and coming up in minutes, more on our 64 now school delays and closings. Lindsay will have more on that northwest side multi-car crash. And of course, we'll break down hour by hour the return of the snow in just a few minutes.
It was coming off of Cornelius, and they started to go, and they couldn't, and they backed up, and they couldn't, and finally they went. Well, I stayed back from that area until I saw no cars were coming. Then I turned, because that way you could get through. If you didn't stop and start again.
Smart move. That's Gloria Ballard. She lives in the Butler-Tarkington area and says she knows plow drivers are working around the clock, but she is still frustrated about neighborhood streets that she says were not cleaned as of yesterday.
Yeah, so since that winter storm dumped piles of snow into Indianapolis, DPW crews have cleared the major roads, but as you've been driving around, you've noticed those side streets are also now starting to be cleared. But according to the mayor's office, it could take crews about a week to finally get to those neighborhood streets.
And certainly as the temperatures start to get brutally cold, there are some things that we want you to keep in mind to stay safe.
Especially if you are having to head back and forth to work. So experts say these temperatures are tough on your car, especially on that car's battery. So you also want to make sure that you're checking the traction on your tires. Phil Westrick from Tyler Automotive also says that you should make sure your wiper blades are in good shape and that you have enough winter washer fluid.
And as for your home, experts with Williams Comfort Air say don't leave your garage doors open. That can obviously let in some cold air. And also they're suggesting letting your faucets drip so those pipes don't freeze. Maybe open your cupboards, lower the thermostat just a few degrees to take the pressure off of your furnace. But check with your wife first. Always recommend
Please
it.
do that. Your time is 6:05. And this morning, investigators are releasing some new details, disturbing ones, about a pregnant woman's death in Indianapolis.
Police tell us she was beaten, stabbed, and suffocated by her on-again, off-again boyfriend at her Southside apartment. Our CN New Yorker in studio this morning with the latest, including a warning from domestic violence advocates. Sia, good morning.
Yes, good morning, ladies. 22-year-old Regalis Baca is charged with murder in Shania McDonald's death. He also faces charges of feticide for allegedly killing their unborn child. Now, Baca was arrested by a SWAT team while sleeping in his parents' apartment in Greenwood. He's charged with killing Shania in her apartment in Indianapolis on December 30th. Neighbors told police that they could hear screams for help that day. When officers arrived, they found McDonald's body bloodied with tape wrapped around her face. During an interview with police, Baca allegedly said that McDonald told him she was 4.5 months pregnant and that he, quote, just wanted her dead. Domestic violence advocates in Indiana say a leading cause of death for those enduring domestic violence is when someone wants to leave the relationship.
Unfortunately, we know that pregnancy actually increases risk for domestic violence and for death due to domestic violence. One of the leading causes of death for pregnant women is actually domestic violence and death due to an assault by their partner.
Now, Baca is being held without bond at the Marion County Adult Detention Center. Now, unfortunately, we continue to see the number of domestic violence deaths rise. Now, coming up on Sunrise at 6:30, we want to share some resources about how you can get some help because we really want to make that available for anyone that is in need.
Just so disturbing, and we know it's so hard for people to get help, but the resources are there. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Well, it is 6:06, and now to an update on a story that we have been following since Christmas Day. A man is facing charges in connection to a deadly shooting that killed one person and hurt several others. Dawson Garzon faces 1 count of murder and 5 counts of battery for this shooting that happened around noon on Meadowlark Drive near 42nd and Arlington. Police said that it started during a fight between family and friends in the home. And according to online court records, his trial is set to start in March.
Well, this morning we're learning new developments in what will be a new approach for IMPD on how emergency services respond to a crisis.
And the goal here is to address mental health emergency calls with the right resources. Let's get to Matthew Foltz following this in the newsroom with more on how this response will work. Matthew, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you both. Now, we know this new program has been in the works for a long time. It's called the Unified Mental Health Response Team. Its creation comes after we've seen multiple deaths when it comes to police runs to mental health related calls. They now hope this new initiative will help change that and get people in a crisis the help they need. Now, the big change really starts in the 911 centers. Dispatchers will learn more about the mental health related calls, such as if a person is taking any medicine, has weapons, or any prior diagnosis. IMPD, IFD, and IEMS will then be able to respond and determine just exactly how this person is in need of help. If there are no active threats, IMPD will stand back and let first responders take the lead. And after a call, families will also be connected with local resources for help.
Our goal is simple: to make sure individuals in crisis receive the most appropriate and effective care while also prioritizing the safety of everyone involved.
For this new initiative, IMPD would actually take the lead on any mental health related call. Right now, agencies are going through training on how to respond, and they will have crews fully trained and up and running in the field by the end of this month. Jalea and Julia, coming up, we'll break down just how many health-related emergency calls that emergency crews actually respond to. We'll break that down coming up at 6:30.
See you at 6:30, Matthew. Thank you. Well, this morning there is a security breach to tell you about if you are a patient of IU Health. The network says an employee's account was compromised and emails containing some patient information were accessible. That information includes social security numbers, addresses, and other medical information. So IU Health says it started notifying impacted patients on January 2nd. We have some more information on the investigation and how to reach out if you believe your information may have been stolen right now on our website at WTHR.com.
In just a few hours, the legislative session will get underway here in Indianapolis. This session, lawmakers will face some tough decisions about taxes and road funding since it's a budget year.
So lawmakers craft the budget every 2 years here in Indiana. So here's what lawmakers will have to tackle this season. Indiana was flush with cash coming out of the pandemic, which helped pay for several programs. But now the state is facing rising costs. Legislators will have to figure out how to make revenue estimates work for the next 2 years, and that includes money for things like health care and education.
Now, beyond the budget, lawmakers will also consider some hot button bills, including transgender athletes and kids and social media. Right now, there is also a bill to dissolve several school districts within IPS, including IPS. The bill states that if more than 50% of students attend a charter schools, then the entire district would be converted into a charter school. Right now, IPS is not even close to that threshold.
All right, right now Notre Dame is in the Sunshine State gearing up for the college football playoff semifinals.
The Fighting Irish will take on Penn State in the Orange Bowl tomorrow night. The team did post some pictures on social media showing them arriving in Florida ahead of tomorrow night's game. So the 7th-seeded Irish play the 6th-seeded Nittany Lions at 7:30.
And the winner moves on to the national championship game. So we are rooting for them even, it's a day early, Lindsay, never too early. Good morning.
Yeah, and real quick, wanted to get you updated on what we're following on the northwest side of town, and that is a multi-car crash blocking several travel lanes, 65 both north and southbound, in between I-865 and I-465. The delay continues to build. This is stop-and-go traffic up 86th Street to 865. We'll get you an alternate route coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, what happened inside? Our 13 Investigates team talks with former patients of 3 addiction treatment centers shut down by the state. Now they're concerned about what our team recently discovered.